Well, my body, my choice.
That's up to an individual choice with an informed conscience and awareness of the risks and the benefits.
It's your choice. Nobody can really force you, but sometimes it needed to.
Can I just quickly ask you about your stance on abortion?
And therefore,
It's all right. It's pretty clear.
Okay, can I read the sign?
Pretty unequivocal.
Way beyond.
What's your stance on vaccine mandates? My body, my choice. You've probably heard that before. I think all of us have now. And a lot of us have heard it both from the avenues of the abortion conversation and as well later on from the avenues of vaccination mandates. Each one of them, of course, advocating my body, my choice. If it's going to be an abortion, then it's my body, my decision whether or not I have an abortion. If it's going to be my vaccination, then it's my choice whether or not I want to inject myself with something that I don't even know the ingredients of. Now, I do think it's interesting that both these camps are using the same argument basically, but they don't exactly get along necessarily. I mean, sure, there's the in-betweeners, people who kind of splice their ideas up. They don't follow the left-right streaks as much, but what does it mean to these individuals when they say my body, my choice? And that's something that I was curious about. You know, it's an interesting thing. It's a bit of a catch-all phrase, and I wonder when they hear my body, my choice, what people think when they hear about both conversations side by side. Well, luckily, recently I was at a March for Life rally in Edmonton where my coworkers, Adam and Celine, were there with me, and I got a couple extra interviews because I wanted to ask people how they felt. You know, depending on whatever side you're on, doesn't matter when it comes to abortion. I just wanted to hear what they had to say about the my body, my choice conversation, that phrase, and how it crosses the aisle. So that's what we found out today, and I hope you like hearing what these guys had to say. What is your stance on abortion?
That we need to get to a place where the dignity of human life from conception is respected and honored and life is protected in Canada.
I believe that they hurt women and they kill babies.
We cannot really do anything for now because it's a choice that they're making. So it's their choice. It's their own body. That's what they say. So it's okay. It's okay for them. For them, but for how about the child that they are killing? What for that kid? And one thing more, they should prevent themselves from being pregnant, so that they cannot kill. Because killing really is a part of this that they are saying they're pro-choice. It's their choice, so it's okay. But as long as they are not killing their children, but we cannot really prevent them from doing though, because God gave us a free choice.
I believe that a baby is a baby. I think that life starts before actually having to go through a birth canal. So I think when I see babies in a neonatal unit and I see babies who were born early, it's pretty clear that we have something that is human. I think a unique set of DNA happens pretty early, and from conception you have something that exists, and you have someone who exists that will not exist again.
Often to the pro-life movement. I don't really know why, but
I was just wondering, like, the interesting.
I think these groups, different groups that we hear here, I treat them as different departments.
Two questions? One question?
There are a number of team members
Can I just quickly ask you about your stance on abortion?
and therefore,
It's all right. It's pretty clear.
Okay, can I read the sign?
Pretty unequivocal.
Way beyond.
What's your stance on vaccine mandates?
She is carrying the next generation.
We all knew the rules. Stay home. Save lives. When families across Alberta were sacrificing their traditions, their gatherings, even their last chances to see a loved one, Tracy Allard decided she couldn't possibly give up her 17-year tradition of vacationing in Hawaii.
Recently, especially now, given the vaccine mandates and stuff like that, people have drawn the parallel my body, my choice. It's now kind of turned into an abortion argument to a vaccine mandate argument. If I could just ask, what's your opinion on vaccine mandates?
Well, my body, my choice.
Like, I am a vaccinated person. I also think that when you have no education and you have no amount of conversation about vaccines, and you have something coming down from on high from the government, I don't think that's the government's place. I don't think that's the government's role. So I am against the mandates that way.
If you want to vaccinate yourself, it's your choice too. It's your choice. Nobody can really force you, but sometimes it needed to for everybody's everybody's, what do you call that? Safety, It's safety sake, because sometimes it's safety while you're working, isn't it? Is it just do something that substitutory, or you need safety? That's part of safety. Safekeeping our generation or safekeeping our life.
I am vaccinated. I think that that's up to an individual choice with an informed conscience and awareness of the risks and the benefits. I don't support the government mandates. I don't support the imposition of it by the government. I do believe that what goes into your body for medical or for food should be your choice because you understand your own healthcare needs. That's part of the freedom that's in the charter that hasn't been respected. In terms of how that parlays into abortion, it's a flawed argument to connect the two. And it's a disconnect because we're not talking about the government imposing abortion like they have imposed the vaccines. We are talking about something entirely separate, which is a result of free choice and free will to select what health outcomes and what procedures you may ascribe to based on the choices in your own lifestyle.
That was interesting hearing what these guys had to say. Unfortunately, the pro-abortion people didn't want to talk to me, unfortunately, as that may be. But we did get to hear a little bit of this conversation from one side of the aisle. And I do think it's interesting, and I'll leave you with this note, is that you've got the pro-abortion individuals, and it's the my body, my choice argument for their individual body. And on the flip side of that, you've got the pro-life argument, where it's that individual body within inside them, the other person that they're looking out for, so to speak. And then you go to the vaccination conversation, and you've got the people who are either for or against vaccination, personally as a decision, where it is about their internal body. And then you've got the flip side, where it's the mandated vaccinations and whatnot, where they'll advocate that it isn't you that you have to look out for, it's all of these other individuals. So I think that's kind of an interesting flip upside down, or however you want to describe it, between the two camps. But nonetheless, I thought that was an interesting thing, and I hope you enjoyed what these guys had to say. For Rebel News, I'm Sidney Fazard. RebelNews.com is where you have to go if you want to help support our independent journalism. And as I've mentioned before, everything we do is brought to you by you. So I can say fairly that we greatly appreciate your donations.